Hey, what's up, everybody? You are now tuned into the Geeked Up Podcast, your home for entertainment, enlightenment, while adding thought-provoking questions with a comedic twist. Join us every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. for more content and enjoy the show.
Yo, the big things are going on, yo. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You're tuning in. You're hearing this podcast. You know what I'm saying? The roughest, the toughest, the rascalad bad boys for podcast world. You know what I'm saying? This Geeked Up Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Your boy J Millie, Billy, Cafe Millie. What's going on, everybody? I'm a co-host.
Big, grown, blessed, and highly favored. You know what I'm saying? We back at another good episode in store.
Once again, guys, it's the fan favorite, Taliban up. You know what I'm saying? Turbaned up, a.k.a. You feel me?
Nicholas Cannon.
What's up, people? Q. And let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. And we got a very interesting question right here to start this bad boy off.
We're gonna bring this joint up, man. We're gonna bring this up right here.
What we got here, man?
Look at this, man. Look at this, man. Look at this. Just look at this map right here, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what we had is we had a question. If we split the map into two halves, right? And we're gonna get into this as the states later, but just imagine we starting that splitting it down around Texas, right? You know, separating the east and the west pretty much. And we had a big war. Who would win out of all the states? Which half would win? You know what I'm saying? So just some key states, you know what I'm saying? You know, on the left side, you know, you got California, you know, New Mexico. I'm sure they got some shit popping over there. Texas, guns, like Kansas, Nevada,
both
Oregon,
the Dakotas.
Both them niggas, yeah. Colorado, it's cold up that bitch. It's not on the right side. You know what I'm saying? You got Florida, Louisiana, goddamn, right there, right? Is that Illinois, home of Chicago? That is definitely there too.
Yeah, keep going. We
got Georgia down there, Alabama, Tennessee, Baltimore over there, Maryland and Baltimore. Is that Maryland? New Jersey, New York, and Philadelphia, all in Pennsylvania on the same. Listen,
all lined up. I mean, hey,
what y'all think, man?
Hey, bro. Let me just tell you exactly how easy this is. Okay, look at the West. You know what I'm saying? Look at the East. Look at how many murder capitals we got in the East, bro. You really think some niggas in the West really want to fuck with the East? Let's just be honest.
You don't think Cali in down like that?
You think Cali finna fuck with St. Louis, Baltimore, Atlanta, multiple cities in Florida? I'm just saying, look what you stacked against, though. It's like, ain't nobody niggas not worried about Wyoming.
Texas got them guns though.
South Dakota. Does that do you feel anything when I say Oregon? Do you feel anything? Real shit though. Like, do you feel something when I say Oregon to you? Nevada, nigga, for real? I mean, that's like come on, bro.
I feel like
know I'm picking.
Oregon, Nevada.
Bro, you telling me New Mexico is not posing a threat, yo? Come on, man.
New Mexico.
Arizona.
Hold on.
I'm sure Alaska got some shit that we ain't never seen before. I'm sure they got niggas coming out there with abominable snowmen.
All I'm gonna say, we got some juggernauts to take down. Feel me? As soon as we handle Texas and Cali, and you only gotta deal with a little bit of Cali, you good. Like I'm saying, we got shooters all across the board, nigga. First of all, them niggas gotta handle Florida. Bro. Them niggas gotta handle Baltimore, New York. Bro. They gotta handle a lot of niggas in all the country niggas. St. Louis, all the country niggas. Chirac,
Detroit,
Flint,
nigga.
Michigan,
like,
Detroit.
Come on,
niggas, bro. Like, you know they angry.
That's what I'm saying. It's too much to handle, bro. Like that's not gonna work. Bro. And first of all, look at our first line of defense, nigga. They got to go through Arkansas, nigga. They got to go through the bayou. They got look where they got to traverse to try to hop into our territory. They got to go to the swamps. They got to go like nigga. Nah, they not making it, man. They not making it. I'm going easy. This isn't even the West East, man. Every time.
Yeah, unfortunately, just due to the firepower, I think the East is just.
I thought. Yeah, you don't think Compton, Oakland, Sacramento?
Here's the thing that I'll give them. Here's the thing. I'd maybe they won't.
Sacramento?
Maybe they won't fall apart before the East would, just simply because of all the people involved and all the beefs that may come out of it. Maybe they'll get along longer than the East side, I guess. Maybe, but that's about all I can give them really with that, because I think that the East got them beaten every situation.
It's done.
I just feel like that the East got a lot more cities where niggas really got to be on their toes way more than the West, man. Like, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? You can have Oakland and all that, but it ain't enough.
Nevada comes out of nowhere. They get out, you know what I'm saying? They come out of nowhere, they approach the front line. Oh, behold, gambling.
Oh. I was gonna say that's the thing. They have a lot going on, but it's not really like lethal in like a war kind of a way. Nevada is a big hotspot, but it's heated. It's just craziness going on.
Las Vegas pulling up and holding every single person's FanDuel account and the delete button right here next to it. I dare you. Come on, man. Lee, you're not rocking, yo. You're not rocking with the West, Lee.
I'm not rocking with the West. Sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
Listen, I tried, man.
Like, it's too much dysfunction. Like, nigga, isn't Seattle or Portland like? Don't the niggas is like a lawless land? It's like niggas, the crackheads. I don't know. Who are we dealing with, bro? North Dakota, South Dakota, like that's like untapped land. We just gonna occupy that.
I'm just, man. I'm just trying to see. Man. Listen, with the West, I tried to fight for the West.
The Alaska shooter, like, nigga, I'm good, man. I'm good on the Alaska
shooter. Throw a bucket of cold water on me, nigga.
You say that to them niggas pull up with some abominable snowmans, and you know
niggas gonna pull up with icicles in their hands, ready to fucking have a sword.
Niggas about to drop glaciers on your shit.
We're good. What did the Avengers say about Hulk? Nigga, we have a Florida, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Let them Florida. We gonna release some motherfucking gators, nigga. What? We gonna release some motherfucking gators.
Boy, it looks like it stands pretty dead even. Hey, listen. I was just trying to fight for the West, but I damn sure agree with y'all niggas, man. I mean, the fact that niggas got to go through Louisiana first, I'm saying,
you know, come on, if the line was not done vertically and was done horizontally, it would have been maybe a better battle.
Nigga.
I don't know, maybe
if they did it, they went
horizontally, splitting those up, that probably would have been better. Just putting Texas and Florida and
Chicago
Georgia
and New York
all together versus Maryland.
Chicago and New York. Man. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be way better.
Damn.
But nonetheless, this right here, East is definitely watching that. Moving on into something else that's it could be a little concerning, but I guess it's just more so a possible explanation that people wanted to get into. So before we dive into that, let's start off with a new study that they say reveals 60% of men under 30 years old are single. One of the possible speculations for this is social media and the fact that they are watching a lot of porn and they're getting their needs met without having to go out. Now, I'll just personally expand that needs met without having to go out to online kind of groups, so that way you may not have to socialize in person. Obviously, door dashing and things like that, which I'm not saying are super negative, but these are things that allow you to get your needs met without having to move too much. And they're saying these are possible reasons that 60% of men under 30 are single. Do you agree? You disagree? You think it's more than that?
100% yes. I mean, if you look at it, bro, just look at the advancements that we've come just over this span of time with motherfuckers got sex robots and OnlyFans and you know what I'm saying, just all types of shit like that. It's way more. I believe that I guess the idea of what they would want from a relationship, which probably is just sex for those people. I don't know. I don't fit in that category. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like maybe they just getting what they need from all these different platforms, like I said, like OnlyFans and whatever they do. It's just way more out there now. You know what I'm saying? It's sex and or porn or whatever the fuck they need to get from that. It's a lot easier to obtain than it is before. So I definitely see that shit. So
something that you said before we carry on, I just got to get your opinion very quickly off that. Do you actually think sex robots will be a normal thing, or you think that'll forever be like some just like background. Like
type
niggas
shit.
is just like hell nah. We not fucking with that.
We the niggas that's like hell no for that community. That's normal for them.
Do you think that
I guess
community
the
will
better
be
question
the?
is right. I was just about to say that, Quinn.
Do you
I
think
think the
that
better question
community will
is
be the
way.
primary, the majority?
Yeah.
Do you think that community that thinks it's okay will be the majority as
feel,
things move forward?
I don't know, because that's a weird. It's just it's fucking weird that we got asked that question in the first place, yeah. But to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like the laziness of the typical American, especially as technology progresses, probably yes. I feel like that probably will be the majority at some point where niggas is looking for sex robots instead of actually going out there and trying to, get in the field or whatnot. Because a lot of people really don't take rejection too well. You know what I'm saying? So the fact of it, just having to think about it and then having to feel like, okay, I need to go out here and do this and the third, where I can just spend a little bit of this money and I can have everything I ever wanted at home. There's gonna be a lot of people like that. It's wrong, but unfortunately, yeah.
So man, I can't see sex robots populating or dominating the population like that. I can't see it. I can't see it at all. Even today with the statistics being what they are, how many people being single there are, like I feel like that's more of a shift in mentality from men, and also a shift in standards or just dating scene ethics from women that have like pushed a lot of men into this kind of self-oriented mindset, get it working on themselves, taking steps to better themselves, trying to be ready to settle down when they feel comfortable in their situation. So I don't know, sex robot. I mean, you ask most niggas. I mean, nigga, pocket pussies aren't even like generally widely accepted. So like to think we're gonna like skip over pocket pussies, skip over those are insane. Think we're gonna skip over pocket pussies, go straight to sex robots is kind of wild.
Why is that shit in your cargo shorts, bro? Like, why? Why?
Let me ask you again, Quinn. Were you saying is it gonna be more socially acceptable? Like people gonna be more out with it, or you just saying are they gonna be just populate more? Like more people gonna actually own them?
Like it might be the majority.
I just meant more people would own them.
So now, with that being said, I really don't agree with you, Lee. I'm sorry, because I think there's gonna be a lot of niggas that had that shit, you know what I'm saying, like stored away in the garage, like some type shit, you know what I'm saying, like
bro, them shits is like 4 bands.
I'm saying there's a lot of
inflation going up.
Crypto bros.
Inflation going up. Inflation going up, bro. That's just like 4 bands, nigga. I don't know.
Nigga, that's cool, Lee, because there's a nigga right now behind this, watching this shit right now, talking about some. Yeah, inflation is going up, and so them gas prices, so them food prices, and I'm gonna have to spend about 5 dates a month doing all that shit. That 4,000
no. Niggas is not gonna leverage. Niggas not gonna leverage 5 dates to buying a sex robot. You haven't spent 4 bands on 5 dates, nigga. I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm just ballparking it, yo. If you could afford a $4,000 sex robot, I'm sure you probably spending that much on 5 dates.
Look, they were saying the fact, I heard somebody say this before, that like the most rich people nowadays aren't necessarily wearing suits and are like some older, most wise business people. It's a lot of young people, a lot of crypto bros, a lot of programmers out there. So I definitely can see that as well. I don't know if it'll be the majority, but I could definitely see it being like a thing, just simply because that's a lot of people really do just, from my understanding,
all the people with the means to buy it are having sex. Anyone with the disposable income to spend, the people you just named, the crypto bros, the IT niggas, the tech niggas, they're having sex.
I don't know. I don't know if they would agree with that. I don't know if they would agree with that.
I'm telling you,
it's a lot of weirdos out there.
I'm about to say,
just because you got some M's don't mean you still not no fucking weirdo.
Thank you. This
but they're not fucking. Niggas are not fucking. Here, listen. Women liking them and them fucking are 2 different arguments. Are they fucking?
Yes. Here's the thing. Even if that's true, it's a much cheaper investment to just go ahead and get the robot than pay these women to come by every couple of days or something, or stay for a
Just
week
leave.
and just shower them with gifts.
I'm telling you right now, mind of a nerd. This is what the nigga thinking right now. Fuck it, I can't get the women anyways. I might as well just get what I love, robots. You know what I'm saying? That's what the nigga he gonna say some shit like that, Lee.
But I don't know, like,
I don't see it.
I can get the perfect woman.
What do them niggas do? Like, how do you wash that? Like, how do you?
What?
Because
nigga?
it has to be. I'm just saying.
The only way I see that happening, bro, they have the
flush system.
Right. Juan is that's the real.
I'm not sure.
I'm trying to
Nigga, it's a robot.
like, nigga, how do you
flush system, yo? It's like a vacuum. You probably take that bitch out and dump it out.
You press a button and a tray comes out. Just
this is what y'all want me to believe.
It's like a little slut that come out the bottom of the ankle. All right,
nigga.
Oh, all right.
Oh shit, my shit jammed. Oh, fuck.
What's up with niggas?
Yeah.
This is what y'all want me to believe. Bro, what's up with niggas? What's up? The only way I see this happening.
Overflow detected.
Bro, stop. Yo.
Yo. Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You niggas sick, man. You niggas sick.
Yeah.
No.
Bro, I'm praying not a thing, bro. I'm praying it's not a thing. Yeah.
The only way I see that happening, bro. The only way I see that happening is if VR takes off and niggas start coming out with these crazy apparatuses and shit like that. If VR takes off like some futuristic shit, then maybe. But no, I don't see it.
Niggas get pussy on the Oculus. Oh shit,
bro! They have
whoever
niggas will put on the Oculus and they have the sex toys for the Oculus. Like they play the porn on the Oculus and have the you're saying,
bro, niggas be looking around real live and orgies and shit. Niggas be real.
Javen, I don't think you understand what era we're in, bro. They have like the shit you saw in Ready Player One. They have the body suits where you can feel people's touch on you.
That's crazy.
They have that.
That's crazy.
And people being like, yes, you can feel the touch, and people will be in VR chat like touching on each other. Like I'm telling you, you saying that, and you telling me that this shit not about to be more common,
right?
There's a nigga right now that
we're talking about.
You gonna get it right now.
We're talking about niggas having a sex while standing up in the corner of their room.
Yes.
And they gotta like, nah, bro.
Yes. In a sundress. What?
In a sundress. Come on, bro. I don't see it.
That's crazy.
A full body, bro. Like you gotta understand, you can't hide that box. It's coming like a Christmas tree. Like nigga, like they gotta ship that to you.
What's it called again?
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Bro,
We look. We could just go ahead back to the original question, and anywho, I just needed to know if y'all thought this was going to be a thing or not. What you
I'm
think
saying
about
yes.
the men?
I say. Oh well, I mean, I believe that that's true. I believe it's probably more, honestly, because I mean. Bro, like I said, I personally know some, you know what I'm saying, people that choose to be inside, be more reserved in a sense, in a better sense, and be inside and not try to even go out and try, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yes, I feel like it might be a little bit more than 60%. I'm not saying it's going to be like 80%, of, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that is a big factor in a lot of people being single by choice now.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Ron?
If porn is
and social media. Do you think it's that, or do you think it's more?
1,000%. 1,000% is contributing to that 60%. 1,000%.
Bro, OnlyFans has ruined niggas, bro. Like
it has. I say this all the time, and niggas be think I be joking, bro. Your forefather, your granddad, and his dad lived their lives trying to secure one set of titties. And their grandkids are out here with limitless access to any pair of titties they want to see on the market. Like that does something to your brain. Like
the ancestors looking down, upset.
We're adapting to this access and adapting badly. So I don't know.
There's just certain things that our bodies as humans just aren't really accustomed to. They talk about that kind of stuff when it comes to like sugar. that we just kind of OD on sugar just because we're not really used to it as humans. It was never coming in candy bar form, just growing on trees and shit like that. And then same thing with the porn stuff, exactly what you just said. Just having sex with one person is a whole thing in itself, and it's a whole rite of passage, coming of age and all that kind of stuff. And now, imagine being 12 years old. Oh, Friday, home alone. Let me go ahead and bust out the iPad, and I'm about to watch 5 of the most beautiful women I've ever seen at 12 years old all have sex in 4K. Like, Jesus Christ, man. It's actually insane. And that kind of shit is definitely fuck with your head.
Bro, this is sad because, like, when you was going up, like, when social media first came out, right? You seeing somebody that you like, or, you know, whatever. It was you know what I'm saying? You might like have a thought in your mind about, like, you know, what that person might look like, some shit like that, right? Now you can literally go to the bio and everything that you didn't know, you can get right there from that only, you know what I'm saying?
There's a good chance that you could definitely hit a link and it's like, oh, I don't have to wonder anymore. If I got $10, $15, shoot, my questions are answered.
You used to have to hit the DM and actually try to, you know, work your magic to try to be able to get into a date, then
get somewhere in life,
right?
To put yourself physically in these positions.
It's a lot of niggas out there that's you know what I'm saying, that's salivating as soon as they see a link tree bio in a girl's IG. You know what I'm saying? Niggas going crazy for them link trees because they know what's attached to it, bro. They know what they want to see. So,
well, the biggest thing about that too, and how you know things have gone a little, not even a little, but have gone too far for sure, is a step beyond those link trees, because then you get to the niggas that is just out here pirating the OnlyFans, and then niggas is out here real life got a black market for OnlyFans
between the Telegrams, the Reddits, they out here getting like the business
anything like they are completely black market, just running these things undercover, underground. The niggas is real life crazy, like it's like a drug, and it's because that kind of stuff really does fuck with your whole brain chemistry. I'm curious as to where we're going to go as a society moving forward. I'm very curious, because we can't go backwards. Taking things away wouldn't work.
You know exactly where we're going, nigga.
Well, we believe, most of us believe the sex robots do have a little say in this, but I'm not really sure. Nonetheless, I think also something that Lee said speaks a very big point, is that the standards of dating have changed, and there's not been a lot of work. There's a lot of work being done on both sides in new territory that generations before never really trekked into. Because the further and further you go back, the less and less was needed for a relationship to be a relationship. But with a lot of those things being met individually now there's new depths and layers that need to be held. I think it's arguably one of the safest periods, if not the safest period in history. So now niggas is just kind of it's funny, there was a quote about that. When survival is your issue, that's your only issue. But once that's taken care of, there's 100 more issues. Somehow once survival is taken care of, there's even more problems. And so that's kind of the era we're in right now. Because I feel like we're just over here exploring depths just for the fun of it. Because survival is taken care of.
Untrekked territory, like you said, bro. The simple fact that it's crazy, because there's so many niggas out here struggling with it, but it's also like the easiest time ever to be sexually active in history. It's like a weird thing going on. Like the discrepancy between people just not having sex and people having too much sex it's so vast. Usually it was like everybody's having a little. Now it's like somebody's having nothing, or some people having too much.
My friend group is so diverse in that point, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. Because there's niggas in the higher ends where they say the amount of people they've been with. You're like, what? And then, but then the same people in like the same friend group, I go to the other end and it'll be like, wow. Like you haven't even something like a sixth of the amount of people as this person. This is a huge ass discrepancy.
It's true,
that's going on.
I remember having a partner, bro, and that nigga was cool. You know what I'm saying? Because he was knocking everything down, but the nigga was getting straight scraps. When you look at his lineup, like that nigga getting like the bottom of the shoe. Like you know what I'm saying?
God damn,
just cool
that's somebody's daughter. What?
You know what I'm saying? Like
he's
somebody's daughter. What?
Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, bro. Beauty is in the
Nah, I
eye
mean
of
she
the
was
beholder.
she was ugly though. I mean I get it. Yeah, she was fucking
But
ugly.
you know what I
get
mean.
it.
The
Yeah, nah.
butterheads, bro.
I'm about to
I'm
say
just saying.
potato head Brittany.
Yeah,
I get
man.
it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey fellas, you know there just needs to be some work done, and you can go ahead and like we all said, man. This is the easiest time in history, and this is where the most information is available. So
Yeah.
you may as well go ahead use this to your benefit and not only research and look into it, but put it into action. Now
Mm-hmm.
this isn't something. Now this is a controversial question, and it's just really more so an opinion piece. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we don't know the case entirely and everything like that. But I just wanted your guys' opinion on this because this is I guess somewhat of a moral dilemma here. So a pregnant woman in Florida, shot and killed a mother of three. She wants to be released because her fetus is innocent. Now, the question that I really have there, obviously that's a bit ridiculous. But I wanted to go a little deeper into it. They do say things, and if you've ever been or met anybody pregnant, been around anybody pregnant, they always talk about like the baby can kind of soak in what's going on outside of the mother through the womb. Like they can hear the voices and they can take in the environments, the mother's stress levels, and all that kind of stuff like that. So maybe not necessarily prison, but do you think that even though she's done something like this, she should be moved to maybe like a mental facility or something until she gives birth and then go to prison? Or you think just, oh, nope, you did that straight to jail? And it's just an opinion of your own, not no law being made or anything or any standing on the case. But what do y'all think?
We.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Nigga said, fuck the child, straight to jail.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
For me, I definitely wouldn't say like prison. Because I mean, me being so closely, you know what I'm saying, just having my own child. I'm one who had to learn and study all that about how emotions, you know what I'm saying, the mom can make it go to the child and stuff. So I had to learn about all that stuff, bro. So I wouldn't say prison. Definitely some type of, you know what I'm saying, some type of solitude or isolated facility where it's just them. If it be like mental or anything like that,
They have
where they can still have
ward
that
for people at the end of their lives. They can have a maternal ward,
have that
or move them
privacy
over
and
to a place with a maternal ward,
not be in danger. So
yeah, that's how I feel. Literally that if you're not gonna, like, it's hard with the current system. I don't know. That'd be hard to answer. I couldn't answer it. Only thing I'd say is I'd have to take into account the severity of the crime she did. That weighs into my opinion. And like I said, I think there should be a ward for them. Like there should be a place for some people, for women like that.
Okay.
So
yeah, that would.
But our prison system isn't there, so.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is hard because I do get the whole innocence of the child. But yeah, I mean you do gotta take some type of accountability for the fact that you knew that you was gonna be endangering the innocence of somebody other than yourself. So I don't know.
True. It's not like she didn't know she was pregnant.
Exactly.
If it becomes policy that these women get let out on the streets, who's to say women aren't going to take the opportunity when they know they're pregnant to go do crimes?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Exactly.
So I mean,
I was just about to say it's also
bad person.
You can't just give somebody like a helping hand or or extra support or whatever just because of the fact of they was just, you know what I'm saying, just inconsiderate of the fact that they're, you know what I'm saying, about to have a child and shit like that. So yeah, definitely what Lee said, whatever the crime is, definitely would play a part in how they would arrange that. But I definitely do support as far as having a ward for them specifically, you know, just them to themselves. So
yeah, if he was like stealing or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shoplifting.
You know what I'm saying? Shoplifting.
White collar shit. I don't know.
Yeah, some petty crimes. Then I can see, getting out, especially depending on you know what I'm saying, what kind of record you had. You know what I'm saying? If you have a real extensive record, you know what I'm saying, or doing some shit in the past, I don't know, you might have to get handled the way you get handled, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is definitely but people gotta stop. Women gotta stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? You can't use the child, like, you know what I'm saying, to try to get your own benefit. Because who's to say what you're gonna do? Like you guys said, who's to say what you're gonna do after you had that child and you out back on the streets? You know what I'm saying? You obviously didn't have the right mind when you was when you was pregnant. But I don't know, man.
It's a tough question. I just wanted to pose a little moral question to y'all. See what y'all think about something like that, because I think that's a pretty difficult case to, you know, kind of handle. And it's one of those things that just goes to show the nuances of life. So whenever generalizations are made, it's usually just to kind of get a point across. But hey, there's a lot of different nuances in life that go into stuff like that. That's just an example. So, English. The English language.
Isn't it?
It is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult language to learn.
Yeah, bruv.
And there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why that is. Jay, you sent a great article on this. And I'm just curious as to why y'all think the English language is so difficult to learn for people coming on over. I personally wanted to throw out the fact that the first thing that I read it, I totally entirely agree with, because even as a native English speaker, I see this as an issue. It's the damn dialect. Depending on where you go and depending on how deep you get into some places, the accents people have are so difficult to decipher sometimes that it's like, yo, I really like, I have to use literal context clues, and I speak English to like to understand what you mean sometimes.
Let me get a barnacle. You get a buttermilk pancake.
Platter.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious, right? But
that is one of the hard, and it really just, it doesn't even matter where you go in America. It just goes down to how deep into wherever it is you're at you go. Because I remember living in Maryland. You go into Baltimore, to the depths of Baltimore, the accents even just in there is like, wow. And then going here to Georgia, the southern accents, and then I've been through Kentucky, hearing those accents, that was just shocking. And it's just like, bro, there's really so many different accents, and the way they pronounce the words are also different, that like if you don't speak English natively, I can understand why that would definitely be a hard thing to get used to, especially if you get used to one area's dialect and then you travel somewhere else. Oh man, it's gonna be hell.
Man,
I
ain't gonna lie, bro. I be feeling bad for like motherfuckers that's getting like they, you know what I'm saying, they citizenship tests and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers look at their tests and they got a word, like the words that got like silent letters and shit, like that shit don't really make sense, bro. Because it's like, why the fuck is it there? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand why people be having a tough time. As an American, nigga, I have a tough time. Trust me, bro. So like, I definitely understand why this shit can be difficult, because I feel like a lot of this shit be misspelled or mispronounced, even when it's said correctly, or just anything like that. So I could definitely see that shit being confusing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for me is it's the homonyms, yo. Like the fact that we got words that are spelled exactly the same that have different meanings. That shit makes no sense.
Crazy.
Like that shit makes no fucking sense. Why the hell is pole and pole like they're two of the same spelling, different meaning? You can say it any type of different way. Like that shit is like web and web. Like yo, it's definitely, it's tough, bro. Like it's tough. So like you come over here and you're sitting there looking at all these words, and like somebody come up to you and say some dumbass idiom, and like take it with a grain of salt. Nigga looking at you like stop. Like nigga, yo, like this shit don't make no sense, bro. Like I just don't get it. So I mean, that's, to me, that's what makes it so hard, is that everything just sounds made up. Like nothing sounds like it actually makes sense when you think about it. And it's funny because English derives from Greek and Latin, like for the most part. So it's just like, just off the bat, there's already words that come from somewhere else that we're just taking and making and just putting, like an Enos on the end of it, or Nim or Onius, or some shit like that on the end of it. But like that's just how I feel about it, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I done seen a lot of people trip off there, and there. I'm just saying, people be tripping off of that shit, bro. I'm just saying.
Yours what gets me the most.
Your.
He's like, yo, like, I'm sorry, man. That shit is just funny, yeah.
Nigga, like it's just such a complex language. There's so many ways to skin a cat in English, man. Like it's just, I feel bad for anyone trying to learn English. There's so many ways to say simple things, and you can like, I don't know. It's just, It's not as easy as like learning like Spanish, you know, baño, you know what I'm saying? There's sentence structure, a single sentence structure, there's words, they mean things, and you say them in that order. You can learn that way in English, but like I said, you take one trip to Louisiana, you lost, nigga, you're done. You don't know what anybody's saying anymore.
Go to Baton Rouge if you want to.
You go to Baton Rouge if you want to. Like nigga, it's just
Ward. Hey, Ward.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, like literally, man. It's just our language has so much depth, and it's just so complex.
God forbid a nigga me eat 40.
Oh my God.
What are you saying to me?
They say y'all batches. I'm like, what, nigga? Like, oh my God. But yo, listen, bro. Like, listen, y'all. The idioms, man. I gotta get back to them shits because, bro, like break a leg. That means good luck. Like, does that make sense to you, bro? Like, does that make sense to you?
From somebody who just, if you take the sentence literally, hell no.
That's what I'm saying, man.
You wouldn't understand what that would even, you couldn't even understand what that could mean.
What the fuck is an apple of your eye? What is that? What is that? Me personally, I don't even like apples. To be honest, like I'm just saying, like what?
You're just supposed to know, bro.
I don't know what the word.
I feel like you can say that thing about a lot. Like every language has their like. We'd probably be thrown taken aback by some of these other countries like sayings and phrases and shit like that. Like when an East Asian person hit you with some like deep ass soliloquy. The pine tree goes slow, but the oak grows mighty and strong. Like I don't know. You feel me? You probably like, what are you talking about?
That shit makes
well, that's
sense.
just an example. I'm saying they might have some shit we may not be thinking of. I don't know.
Because listen, it's a reason why that shit sounds wise. Because Lee, after you hear it, you're like, why the fuck wasn't I thinking like this? the pine do go strong, and the oak is mighty. Like nigga,
that's crazy, bro.
Like everything in your world just makes sense after you hear some shit like that.
It's provocative. It gets the people going. That's what.
What the fuck is that? Yeah.
But it's what's like you said. I can't remember what the appropriate term would be, but like y'all were saying with the theirs and the your, another kind of thing that's not spelled differently but always means something different is bad. If you that means that word in itself means like 3-4 different things depending on the context of the sentence.
Oh yeah.
That in itself is extremely confusing to people because now they like it's always going to be changing. Seems like it, like nigga said, it's almost like you're making up definitions damn near. When you don't know it, it seems like people are damn near just making stuff up, really.
I want to know where they got silent letters from, like Juan said.
Yeah, why?
Because like and we put like P, like PH or like P,
like fat, like
like fat.
Yeah, like why is that there? Like we already got FAT.
Y'all remember that Cat Williams skit on where his stance on these silent letters? He did a stand up over that.
Yeah.
Talking about his teacher asked him to do a spelling bee. He said spell knife, so he sounded it out, and he was like, "Okay, NIFE, knife." And she was like, no, it's KNIFE.
You would think.
He said, no, that's knife. He said, no, the K is silent.
That silent letter shit is a whole fucking dud, bro. I don't fuck with silent vowels, bro. I'm not a fan, bro. I really am not.
Oh boy, you gonna name your second son Poseidon. You gonna follow right in that trend, boy. You gonna have a silent letter in your shit. Man. Come on, man.
No, thank you.
Well, nonetheless, I gotta get your guys' opinions on these and anything that y'all may have on your own personal experience as well. So there's a video out here. There's a time that Neil Armstrong was offered $5,000 if he swore on the Bible he went to the moon, and the $5,000 would have went to charity, but he refused to put his hand on the Bible and just walked off camera. Now this seems like a pretty easy bet to make for somebody who's did what he said he did. Mm-hmm. So that puts some things in question. At least, hey, just saying, Just saying, it seems like easy money, especially for a charity, especially if you did it already. You know,
Obviously not, nigga. I guess that damnation ain't worth
cough,
5
cough,
bands,
cough,
nigga.
cough, cough, cough. So, fellas, I need your opinions. Any conspiracy theories that you guys know or have heard of that definitely, maybe, you know what I'm saying, in your head ring true, possibly, or you, maybe even want to take a stance and say you know is true.
I know that shit you just said was true. I know that. Yeah.
Oh, he didn't go to the
That
moon.
nigga, listen. That nigga did not go to the moon.
Think that was fake.
I'm in that camp as well, man. Listen,
wow, this is a popular opinion.
I'm in that camp.
I mean,
as well,
I've seen stories, but I don't really know about conspiracies, bro. I mean, but definitely what I've seen, I don't know, bro. The shit put 2 and 2 together, bro. So I'm kind of on the side of like, hey, that nigga capping. I don't think that nigga went up there for real. I don't know, but
there's a lot, man. When niggas like to always throw around the whole, the popular one, the Illuminati, or Kanye recently with the Jews. You feel me? Listen, I'm definitely under I definitely live by the notion that I think that there's a sect, a subsect of people. I don't know if they have a group or they call themselves anything, but I think there's a group of people that control things. I think there's a group of things that can shift and maneuver the narrative or the trajectory of society in the way that they see fit with their influence.
Bill
I believe
Cosby.
that, and I think that's plausible. Except Bill Cosby. I think that's plausible. I think that's believable, man. I think so for sure. I'm pretty hip to a good amount of this thing. Some of the stuff is a little bit more wacky than others. I remember a couple years ago, niggas believed Donald Trump was their savior from the end. Like niggas was the QAnon niggas was really like, out here thinking Trump was really that one, the savior, you know what I'm saying? Coming to do battle with the reptilian, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I done seen a lot of I done been in the depths.
I do remember seeing that.
So, you feel me?
I don't know. Okay. I mean, I feel like a bigger one, another big one that people be talk about and shit. That whole 9/11 shit. Definitely inside job. Definitely inside job.
Oh, IJ.
Hey, bro. Hey.
Who think was IJ? Who think was IJ?
IJ. Yeah. Hey, I'm right. Hey. Okay. So I got something similar on that type of time where it's just affecting the masses. I do believe because so there's different fields of vision for different types of creatures. If you can kind of see from like their points of view, as far as like when scientists show what their retinas would see from like butterflies and stuff, they see all types of colors and spectrums that we just wouldn't even see, and all types of other animals have that same kind of thing. So what that means to me is that the whole vibe and frequency thing is very much real. Even if it's not as spiritual and magical as it may see, as people may try to make it online, it's a very real thing and can be even deduced down into science. So I'll say that to say affecting the masses. I similarly, like Lee said about the people controlling things, I think that there's a lot going on in the music industry where they're trying to send the masses in one direction while a lot of other people head in other directions. It doesn't necessarily relate back to music per se, but just an example of them sending people one direction and then them going the other. There was people talking about, I forget who the politician was, but she had bought like stocks in body bags, but like months before protests started happening over some kind of political outrage. So it's almost like they knew a protest was most likely going to happen and come, and they were like, all right, well, let's go ahead and get ahead of the curve and kind of maybe even incite this a little bit so for our own gain, because we have such reach and we understand this whole frequency thing, we can kind of set the vibe for everybody while we go ahead and do what is we really should be done.
I feel that. One thing that I got is UFO sightings. You know what I'm saying? Because they the most common one or the most known one would be back in New Jersey. It was 76 in New Jersey. It was like North Bergen, Jersey, and they had like a whole thing. It was this guy named George. I'll get his name later, but pretty much like it was in like this park. I think it was called like Hudson Park, and it was like this big thing where like they had saw like the lights, and they was like saying like they were describing like the UFO, and it was almost like, you know how Marvin the Martian comes down off of his like UFO, like a platform, walks down. They were saying it was literally just like that, and they came down. They like took a little thing, like they scooped up, collected some soil from the ground, and went right back up in the thing. And the way they were describing the UFO would be as of like you would see like a saucer type of like ordeal with really bright lights, and there was multiple people that had that account, and it was like you could just see it out of your window in that park if you lived there. Just go look it up if y'all interested in that. Definitely go look it up. I said North Bergen, New Jersey, Hudson Park, 76. Yeah.
So would you say if there's extraterrestrial life, you think it'd be more advanced than us, or do you think it would be?
Definitely, because you think about it like this: if this shit is true, where we have like extraterrestrial life coming down and collecting things of ours and going back up and doing what, you know, that's how many years has that been happening? They've had so much time to figure us out and then evolve on top of that, and, you know, try to make what we have even better. Just saying, like, you know, just as a theory. So yes, they definitely would be a lot more advanced. I feel like, yeah, I'm not even gonna get into all that shit, but yeah, they would definitely be a lot
Hey,
more advanced. Yeah.
I'll just raise at least the thought when it comes to that I don't know necessarily, and the reason I say I don't know necessarily is just because they're able to do that, maybe there's just simply a chance that they live on a planet where being able to do some shit like that is just kind of what's there. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to do with any kind of like technology being built, kind of like how this Earth just has a lot of water, a lot of plants, a lot of
No.
specific kinds of things. Maybe that planet just has a ways to travel. That's just what they naturally have. They just, oh wow, there's a big ass wormhole here in the middle of this planet. That's just kind of how it is. So maybe it's not super
But you don't
advanced.
think?
Maybe they're super barbaric, and it's just like, hey, we just happen to have some cool ass portal here
So
that
why
we
would
can go
you?
through.
What do you think the reasoning would be for coming down and like trying to like collect things from the earth and figure it out? Like, what do you think that reasoning would be?
Maybe to advance their own society because they're not advanced.
Mm.
Maybe they're coming here like, damn, the fuck they got going on here? This shit is dope. Oh my goodness. And go ahead collecting some of this. Oh, this is some working soil. You can grow stuff from this. We don't got nothing like this on our planet. Go ahead and grab a little bit of this. Come back. Just grabbing little by little, trying to kind of like a mouse. You know what I'm saying? Coming out, grabbing like a little bunch of shit, and then they like hoard it in their little hole. And then you go in the hole,
little
and it's like,
chipmunk or some
yeah,
shit.
you go in the
Yeah.
hole, and it's a whole
Right.
bunch of. They got like a whole ass house in there with a bunch of shit. It's like, what the hell? You done built this whole little house here out of all these little
Yeah, all this
things.
shit. Yeah,
Right.
I feel that.
I'm just saying, just a thought process, because they could be
Could
coming
be.
back in mass. You know what I'm saying? Coming back later after grabbing up a couple people, couple things, couple resources, come back with like a much more barbaric frame. You know what I'm saying? Much more physically dominating than us, but they got like the bare minimum weapons that they gathered from ours. Come back, try to wage a war.
If it is true, and not only just this as far as the UFO, but everything that we said as far as these conspiracies, what do you think the reasoning for keeping it locked away for so long, or keeping it trying to keep it from the from you know, from the masses for so long? What do you think the reasoning would be behind it? Like, what gain?
I think it's a super simple but super sad answer, and that is absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And so I think that just simply because once you figured it out and you really figured out like the true formula, I guess that they probably just don't want to give that up. Really. That would truthfully just be my only guess as to why. And I think it just simply be that they just don't want to give up the control they have.
I can see that. Everything, as they always famously say, everything is for sale. You know what I'm saying? So once I can see that once you figure out how to perfect something, why give it to everybody else if you feel like you can go ahead and make some money off of giving just a sample of this to somebody? You know what I'm saying? So I feel that.
Even like, bro, I'm gonna be quick, but I mean, I genuinely feel like there is a cure to cancer, bro. Like, I genuinely
I
feel
think
that
that's
way,
it,
but I
bro.
just feel like the advancement of where we're at now is way too far. You know what I'm saying? For there not to be the actual cure. You know what I'm saying, to help people, but you know what I'm saying, just having that control, and of course, you having that cure. Of course, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, control the money and the influx that you're gonna get, because that's a high demand. So why would you put something out on the floor, you know what I'm saying, that's taken away from your income. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe there's a cure.
Bro,
I feel like niggas is holding the sauce, you know, and
listen,
I definitely feel like our people that found the cure, that got X'd out and got, you know what I'm saying, exactly, got hushed away and put away and stuff like that. I feel like those people, you know, try to do right by everything and let people, you know what I'm saying, let people know that there is more, but you know, people can control the conspiracies and everything of that nature because of who they are.
Beautiful. Well, people, we're gonna cross on over into the NBA actually, and what we're gonna do is talk
fuck with that
about
one.
one
You
of
know I fuck with
the
it, bro. Yeah, sure.
we want to talk about one of the blockbuster trades that led to a amazing game, a high scoring, high action game. Actually, we talk about Russ to the Clippers, and the Clippers had a
Wild.
170.
I like it,
what was
yo.
it? A 176
I
versus
like
to
it.
175 game
Second
against the
highest
Kings.
in the NBA
That's
history.
insane. 176 is crazy. The
In
niggas
a
was not
game?
playing no defense. Yes.
None.
Yeah, no defense.
Like
No
that's
defense.
insane. But what do y'all think
Bro.
about Russ to the Clippers? You know, he had a good little debut game, 17 points, 14 assists.
Bro, yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just be quick, man. Russ is, you know what I'm saying, I think I told y'all Russ is my favorite. PG, of course. I like the fit, bro. I honestly do. I like the fact that he's staying in LA. He's still able to do the things for the community and which he's from and everything like that. But just given his play, bro, I feel like he's exactly what they need as far as being able to push the tempo, get those guys, Kawhi, PG, those open shots. And even when I looked at him playing, you know what I'm saying, he was comfortable. He wasn't trying to do too much. He understands who he is as a player. I feel like at this point in time in his career.
Yes.
And I feel like he's more accepting and has that winning drive goal right now. He just looked rejuvenated on the court.
Yes. I completely agree. I think he is in a spot where he feels accepted and wanted for sure. Additionally, the play, you know what I'm saying, that he's getting while on the court with Kawhi and PG, I think those are two perfect fits. for him, yo. Is players that you know, they do what they do in their own regard, and they need somebody to be able to facilitate because they can't, you know, the way that they get it is, you know, primarily like in the mid range. You know what I'm saying? They really getting their thing right there. You know what I'm saying? And I think Russ coming in because they didn't really have a point guard before. I mean, they had Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann, but I wouldn't really call them. Yeah, they're not really playmakers, and that's what they needed. They needed a playmaker, somebody to take that load off of PG's shoulders. Because for the bad like terms, he was bringing the ball up, trying to set shit up. Yeah, so I like that. I definitely like it.
Yeah, I mean, on the outset, I always felt like LeBron and Russ never had personalities that could mesh well. Like I couldn't see that working. And locker room wise, so him being rejuvenated or having a vigor about him, and the Clippers makes sense. And plus, him and PG already have that. You know, they play together. That chemistry. Kawhi is one of those really rare. Low
plug-in players. You just
he's
plug-in.
He's not.
I'm not saying plug-in.
He's a low maintenance. He's a low maintenance superstar. He's like Kawhi. He's like KD in a sense. He's just like a low maintenance superstar. He'll come and impact your team and not really have the biggest ego. And so that situation works a lot better for Russ, because Russ can be what Kyle Lowry was on that championship team for Kawhi. He can be what he was for PG. He can be the more vocal, the more spirited guy, and really be himself. Lean into I just feel like it'll mesh better with that locker room. So that makes sense. I see it going a lot better.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that y'all pretty much covered all of that, just especially with the strength that they do not need to dominate the ball. So that really helps Russ out a lot. Having a lot more shooters in itself really helps Russ out a lot. And then you touched on it as well. Him and LeBron, they pretty much do the same thing in just slightly different ways. So that just really wasn't gonna work out anyway, because that just like no, they got something rolling with the bench thing, but Yeah, this is just a much better fit too. I agree with Russ. I'm curious though because what he did with the Lakers, even though it wasn't a great fit with LeBron and they didn't have a great amount of shooters, there was a lot of stuff that he was just flat out. He just wasn't playing the greatest in some of these instances. So I'm curious how the team will react and how the Clippers will look when he has some of those games because they are, as much as I fuck with Russ, they are inevitably coming. One of those 2 for 14 games where he's got 13 rebounds though and 13 assists.
I don't really feel like that's coming, bro. I think that, and we've seen this trend with LeBron. Honestly, when it comes to, for the better, like I said, besides Kyrie and D Wade, those are two obviously first ballot Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? But when some people get with, and obviously Russ is too, but when some people get with LeBron, man, like the level of play does go down because of how demanding it is. Like when you're on the court with LeBron, like you gotta be in a certain type of, you know what I'm saying? Russ is not a catch and shoot type of guy, you know what I'm saying? And they do want Brown bringing the ball up. So I don't feel like he's gonna be in a situation. I feel like he's gonna be able to have the ample space that he needs to play, go straight up and down the court like he like he really wants to, attack in the court like he wants to, dishing out, you know what I'm saying, really hitting running screens with Kawhi and PG. I feel like he's in a good spot, bro. I think he's gonna get back to more the OKC Rush that we saw. Not 30-point triple doubles, probably not, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely think he's gonna have a much more efficient game with those two next to him.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same thing I was gonna say. I feel like because everybody saw the crazy turnovers he was getting, but we all know he was in talks for 6-man runner-up of the year as well. Let's not forget that. He definitely did after he was accepting of his role as far as coming off the bench and everything. He changed his game around. Russ had a whole different drive even on the Lakers, so I feel like that's going to carry over times 10 now that he feels rejuvenated and, like Hefe said, a team that actually wants him, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that with guys that wants him there, a franchise that wants him to
what he does.
play for them. So I feel like he's gonna be rejuvenated. He'll be fine. So
I also think he has a better coach with him, with Ty Lue. He's getting a lot better he has a point guard
coach as well.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes a long way, with being a point guard. So now let me ask you this, does Russ to the Clippers, what's their title at this point now?
Shoot, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one because with the West being retooled the way it was after you could go a lot of ways, man. You could still have some faith in Memphis. You could see Mavericks as a dark horse now. You could Phoenix. We got a lot of people. You still can't count out the defending champion Warriors when Steph comes back. You know what I'm saying?
It's sweaty out there. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of sweaty out there.
I won't lie. I think the Clippers do got a really good chance, though. I think Kawhi and PG are
top
really 3? Good. Yeah, I think I do think they have top 3 chance for sure. I think Russ is definitely the X factor, and this is this right here is make or break for him for sure. As far as like showing what he's really got as far as winning at the highest level, because this is a really good situation for him to be put into. Probably one of his best situations in years. So I'm hoping that he can definitely make this and set them over the top, being that big 3. Because those two, Kawhi and PG, and themselves, if they remain healthy, they're tough to take out.
It's crazy, man. I love it because we're at a point where we're seeing some of the players that we grew up on getting to that point, like you just said, where it's a make or break. Russ, Chris Paul, James Harden. We got these 3 big names that we are all looking at of, are you going to win this chip now that you have these dominant, superstars next to you, and Joel and KD and D Book, you know what I'm saying, Kawhi and PG, like, what you going to do now? What balls in your court? It's interesting.
The thing about their situation that makes it a little bit I feel like just with the Kawhi, the Clipper situation, when you have 2 dominant guards or 2 dominant wing players like that need to rock, they're usually tied together by a really cohesive defensive unit, or are pieces around them that'll buy in and put that extra effort in on defense and get it where they fit in on offense. And not to say they don't get it where they fit in on offense. I think their offense flows. I think they found a pretty good flow offensively with that team. But the brunt of the defensive responsibilities cannot fall on PG and Kawhi for that team to be successful. They'll never make it. They'll never make it. I don't think it
will. When you look at what they have, Terrence Mann is an excellent defender. Nicholas Batum is also a decent defender. I mean, they have enough wings to spread the floor around.
And we've seen what teams do to them when you put either of those two pieces on your best player. I was
gonna say the Nicholas Batum one is not. What I will say though is
Nick Batum. You said Nick Batum was crazy.
I tried.
Nigga said Nick Batum. Nah, but you know, Boston got. I mean, their whole unit. They got the big nigga down low. They got Al Horford. They got Marcus Smart.
Scary. Boston is scary. Boston is really scary.
You look at the Warriors. The Warriors got Draymond. They got niggas there for defense. You know what I'm saying? Clippers.
Payton,
just got him come on, like
Now, what I will say is I do kind of agree with that because depth is one of the most important things when it comes to the playoffs. Man, you got to be able to have when it gets down to that 9-man rotation, possibly 10. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to have everybody on the floor has to be able to go for 20. You know what I'm saying?
And they got that. They're dynamite off. I mean, Terrence Mann can go for 30.
They got Bones Highland now too.
They got it offensively. They just that defense, man. They don't they don't got that defense.
I think Russ can step it up defensively though. I think Russ can step it up defensively. I think that's a much better defensive option than Reggie Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence Mann and John Wall, you know.
I don't know if you guys forget, but I mean, I remember seeing the game where the Lakers played the Clippers and the defensive presence that Russ was trying to give to Kawhi. Like he puts the extra effort in, especially when it counts. So I think
he plays too hard. He plays way too hard to not give a fuck on that end. So. Yeah, it's exciting, bro. I can't wait for the playoffs.
It's gonna be a hot playoffs. So speaking of the playoffs, and
y'all not talking about the real honorable mention. Y'all not talking about the real blockbuster move. Pat Bev already showing great signs in Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta win.
50,
we was going to put him up 50. Pat Bev, turn me up.
Nigga talking about that. Nigga talking about that bullshit. Nigga,
turn me up, Hold on. Whoa. What do what do we do to the Nets?
I'm in Phoenix.
Now I'm in Phoenix.
He said he's in Phoenix. And speaking of the Suns, do y'all think they are the team to beat in the West? Do y'all consider them a super team? Devin Booker said, "Hell no, we not a super team. We only got one All-Star. That's KD."
Tell Devin Booker's soft ass to shut the fuck up, bro. God, bro. No, I don't like the way he said that, yo.
I like the way he said
I don't, yo.
He trying to fly under the radar.
He is, he's playing that light skin shit, bro. Get that shit out of here. Yo, we don't get only but one All-Star. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut up. You was just an All-Star last year. You got Chris Paul. Shut the fuck up. You know y'all niggas is like that right now. Y'all think they're the team
to beat? Y'all think they're top the West?
Hell yes, man.
Given
no
what
question,
they did
bro.
without KD, yes, for sure, and still not losing major pieces that was effective for that team when they, went to the finals.
Y'all, everybody want to be obtuse, man. Chris Paul, not that nigga. He put the last his powers into that run,
that finals run.
He put the last run. He was playing hobble. Chris Paul, not that one no more, bro.
Lee, I'm not gonna lie to you. You got a Kevin Durant on your team. You niggas going to the finals, yo. Out there, bro. It's gonna.
The Nets made the finals.
I'm just saying. I told you.
Hold on. Hold on. Now, Kevin Durant was the only healthy nigga on the team, so they didn't go to the finals. But these niggas gonna be healthy.
All I'm saying is, last time I told y'all niggas last time. You know what I'm saying? Last time KD was in the West, he was a champion. So I feel like a nigga got an extra chip on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the West Side.
Don't.
Seeing what's going on. Don't be
last time he was in the West, he was playing with Stephen Curry. The last nigga to win a championship. Last time he was in the West, he played with the most recent champion.
You're raving against a dub against the Nets with what? With what?
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Nick
Spencer
Claxton.
Dinwiddie. Nick
Stop
Claxton.
Come on,
Yeah,
yo.
Spencer
Listen to those
Dinwiddie,
names.
Nick Claxton.
Listen to those names. I mean, respectfully.
The Asian yo.
The Asian yo. Nah, but listen, to answer your question, no, come for real, man. Like, yes, they are definitely, they got to be the number one team right now to beat. Like, niggas are just, believe. Niggas are definitely, like, come on now. Niggas is definitely thinking about it like, fuck, yo, we gotta deal with
the healthy team to beat is and has been, like I said it was last year, the beginning of the year, a healthy Warriors team. Everybody knows what that team is when it's healthy.
No, you're
that
definitely
is
right.
The team to beat.
But we talking about if they're healthy. Are they healthy right now? No, we talking about right now.
They might be. They might be chilling.
They're not healthy right now.
So they might be.
Steph hurt. Steph hurt as shit, bro. Listen, bro. It's the Suns right now, man. You almost call me slipping saying the Warriors. It's the Suns right now, yo. It's the Suns, and then I think after the Suns.
And then we're also like y'all are. I get what he brings to that team offensively, but offense was never their problem. They got rid of their defense.
You don't feel like
they have the same problem the Nets had. They have the same problem the Nets had. Kevin Durant can't take the brunt of the defensive responsibilities. That's not going to work. They traded away their defense. Devin Booker don't got it like that. Chris Paul for damn sure is a cone. Come on, like, I mean, I don't know. The team to beat is a stretch, I think. But listen, they got a shot with the offense Kevin Durant gives, but come on, man. Ayton is the best. Ayton is the best defensive player on that starting lineup. What is he about to do? It's DeAndre Ayton.
He's gonna do everything.
KD play defense, bro. When they get down to it,
KD gonna play defense in a finals game where he had to play the whole game and drop 50.
Ooh, they ain't want to do that this time, bro.
He don't have to. He's not by himself.
Not gonna have to drop 50 this time, bro. D-Book right there. He's not gonna have to come down and handle the rock.
Hold on. Lee, I know for damn sure you're not doubting D-Book after that fucking monster piece.
Niggas talking about one game. Niggas talking about one game.
I remember you called him out.
Niggas is bringing up one game. Niggas is bringing up one game, man.
Yeah, that one game was loud, but man, listen.
I believe honestly, even with giving like you said, Lee, Chris Paul at this stage and age that he is now, Cameron Payne was doing a decent enough job. He was playing better than Chris Paul was, and I believe everybody's seen that. As far as finals,
he did step it up in the playoffs. He did. But here's what we're talking about, bro. Y'all traded away the guy who guarded other teams' best players, and you're downplaying what he brought to that unit.
You're definitely right. And listen, and that's my fault because I shouldn't be ignorant to that. You definitely are right. They traded away their two best defenders, Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. But like I said,
when LeBron got switched onto another, LeBron ran into another nigga. It was Jay.
Listen,
who the other nigga now? LeBron get past Ayton. Who the next guy up? Who the next guy up?
Kevin.
KD. KD.
What the nigga SpongeBob say?
Speaking of that too, LeBron and them boys, the Lakers just beat the Mavs too. As a matter of fact, came back down 27. Yeah,
they did.
They were just down 27.
Parlay fucked. Parlay.
Look at the parlay getting.
I said it, yo. I was like, I know I'm gonna bet against this nigga Bron, and it's.
They was down 27, so it started off okay.
You know what?
And then they came back. They was down 27 and came back.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I just found out my parlay got fucked up mid-episode, I'll be pissed.
Bro, we're done. We're done. Wrap this shit up. Bro. Wrap this up, bro. I'm checking my shit right now.
Bro, LeBron might be the goat off that.
Just to go ahead and hit that up.
Shout out, man.
Bro, the Lakers' new pickups have come through with a vengeance, man. The Lakers are making a late season push for greatness, man. Hopefully he can continue that. And on that note, people, that's another episode of the Geeked Up Podcast brought to you by the Inside Wolves crew. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share. We are all on social media. Inside Wolves 1. Follow us, people. We are out.